Welcome back to TFE, a weekly news podcast in which we give our thoughts, feelings, and emotions on the latest gaming, film, tech, streaming, and other random crap we feel like. I am your host, Dan, and I'm joined with you, as always, by my co-host, Danny.
Hey, I'm not distracted by Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
No, not at all. He's back on it again, and we're also back at it with a new episode. Well, our theme is back. Futurama is back, Wii Sports is back, and Danny's hatred of anything NFT related is back.
Yes.
But we're going to start off with the past broadcast because we've missed some things, such as Britain's oldest pub forced to close after 1,229 years.
So sad. It survived world wars, Dan, and COVID broke it.
Why is it closing? Just COVID.
Because COVID. It just didn't make money. No one was able to go to it.
I suppose it's only really a tourist attraction.
Yeah, and it can no longer get tourists, so it has to shut.
It's so sad.
Also, the landlord's heartbroken. It has gone into administration after 13 centuries.
He's lived for a long time.
He?
Or she. Could be a she.
It's a building, Dan.
Don't genderize buildings.
People do, and they have... Have you seen those people who fuck, like, landmarks and stuff like that, or get married to?
Where are you going with this, Danny?
I don't know. Someone might be into the older generation.
Wait, you can ask if someone's had sex with that building before.
I'm sure someone outside of it's had sex with it. Like, people fuck cars, Dan. The world's crazy.
Oh, yeah, but remember that news story a little while ago when the man had sex with an ambulance?
Yes, I do.
That was a great story. Big, busty cars.
Yeah. It's just a piece of our history's dying, Dan. And we're thinking about big, busty cars.
It's very sad. But let's go on to some happier news of the week in Stream That Movie News Into My Head. And we're going to start off with trailers. The first trailer we're going to talk about, or sort of sneak peek, is DC The World Needs Heroes. I did say like really low, so I'm pretty sure no one heard it, but I did say it.
Yeah, so we get a look at our kind of first actual look of Black Adam, The Rock's movie.
I bet you're so happy for that film.
Honestly, everything apart from The Rock looks fun. I'm just like, I don't need The Rock in a movie. But yeah, no, Dr. Fate looks cool. I like Pierce Brosnan.
I forgot about that coming out.
Yeah. Aquaman looks shit. I'm just going to state that. And The Flash looks shit. The Batman looks incredible. But yeah, that's about it, really. It's just like our first teasers of some of these upcoming movies. I like how the entire movie... Yeah, all of these movies are coming out this year. Also, Aquaman is the only one with a subheader. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It's just The Flash, Black Adam, and the Batman. Because technically, the Aquaman is the only sequel.
It also says only in theaters, which means it's not going to HBO Max.
Yes, because it was really bad for Warner Brothers to do that, because they lost so many directors who now hate them, like Christopher Nolan and Danny Villeneuve.
Yeah, that's what caused him to go to Universal, right?
That's what caused Nolan to go.
Yeah.
Danny Villeneuve is still probably working with Warner Brothers because they promised him a sequel to Dune, and he has to make that, so...
But carrying on the trailer news, the Adam Project teaser trailer.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds' next project.
It's a looks
fun.
It's a Netflix film, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of... I think the premise is that Ryan Reynolds has to go back in time to meet his younger self to prevent something bad from happening. And it's just kind of a bunch of bullshittery. But it looks fun. It honestly looks like...
it's kind of like the same thing.
It just kind of looks weirdly fun. I don't know. It just looks fun. I honestly have nothing else to say. It just looks fun. It just kind of looks interesting. Mark Ruffalo's in it.
Is he?
So we get the Hulk and Deadpool. Mark Ruffalo's playing Ryan Reynolds' dad.
That's weird.
Because the kid in it is meant to be young Ryan Reynolds, and then Ryan Reynolds goes back in the past, and Mark Ruffalo is his dad from the past. So
I mean, it sounds like the story is going to be awful, but I'm expecting it just to be good. Because of Ryan Reynolds.
I expect it to be like a Red Notice where it's just kind of enjoyable, but everyone hates it because it's a Netflix film.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that.
Which I have no problem with.
And then the final trailer we're going to talk about is the latest Jurassic World installment, Jurassic World Dominion official trailer, 2022.
Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of expectations for this, but it does kind of look interesting. Like all the dinosaurs are now out in the wild. It looks like they're setting it in the snow.
Is that the first time they've done that?
I think so. I haven't watched the second or third of the originals, but I have seen the first one and the two newer ones, and that's about it. I will probably be going to see this because it does look interesting.
Is this the last one now?
This is like the wrap up. This is like the rise of Skywalker, apparently, for the Jurassic Park world.
So in other words, it's going to be really shit.
Probably. It probably won't be very good.
I'm still yet to see any of the Jurassic World installments or / Park, and I still don't think I'm going to go. I still don't think I'm going to go watch any of them yet.
I'd recommend Jurassic World and Jurassic Park.
The first of each.
Yeah, like anything else after that, you kind of like, well, okay.
It's just a bit too rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it was never the greatest. It was like visually cool at the time, but you kind of watch it now and you just go, oh, that's kind of eh. And then, yeah, but I've heard that the second one and the third one aren't great, regardless. And then, World is fine. Fallen Kingdom, I think, is the second of the new ones. That's not great. I had fun with it, but it's not a good movie. I like terrible movies, but I'm just like, oh, this one's kind of bad. And then, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I've never had a strong love for the Jurassic World, but I feel like they're bringing back all the old characters, so I'm sure people will love that. And I think Jurassic Park has been kind of teasing this all of the dinosaurs in the real world thing for like ages. Like people have been begging for it since like the original movie came out.
Well, so I think maybe it could be done. But yeah. I mean, if you're a fan of the franchise, you'll probably will love it.
Yeah. I like the, there was the small teaser thing that came out like ages ago because this movie was meant to come out like last year. And they released like a teaser, where it's like it's like a little, camping ground for like a movie theater or something like that. Like one of those old parks where you go to. And then just a bunch of dinosaurs just rampage through it and everyone's just scared shitless. And I think it's a cutout from the movie. So I think it looked kind of good. So I'm just kind of, it's interesting. But this movie comes out really late in the year. It comes out like October, I think.
Oh, so it's not going to compete with Avatar then?
No, nothing's going to compete with Avatar, Dan.
Yeah, that'll be the greatest film of all time.
That's going to do Spider-Man numbers. 10th of June is when it comes out.
Didn't you just say it comes out really late into the year?
I thought it did. I may be misremembering. I think it's just because every movie's been delayed continuously now. So I'm just like, oh yeah, it's going to probably get pushed back. But hey, look, if Spider-Man can make nearly $2 billion, why can't Jurassic World Dominion?
And talking about Spider-Man, Russell Crowe has now joined Craven the Hunter film.
Which is interesting because he's also in Thor Love and Thunder. Is this a tie-in between the Marvel? No, he's playing different characters probably.
Venom universe, right?
Potentially. I wonder if Craven's going to hunt Venom. That'd be a fun take on the Craven versus Spider-Man thing. That could be the next Venom movie. Yeah,
definitely could. I still wonder, which universe is Morbius set in?
I really want it to be set in the MCU, just so Blade comes in and just cuts his head off, and that's it. Sony is fucked, because Marvel can basically kill off any of their characters, and they can't use them unless they want to bring them back from the dead in a weird way. And it's just like, well, yeah, we just killed your character. What are you going to do, fucking Sony?
Yeah.
So we just killed Spider-Man? We didn't need Spider-Man.
But Craven the Hunter could also be set in the same universe. Not
Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's the Quicksilver. It's MCU canon confirmed. No, it's not.
Wait, what's that about Quicksilver?
Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing Craven the Hunter in this movie, and he played Quicksilver in the MCU.
Okay, so it's probably not a tie-in then.
It's a variant. He's playing a variant speedster Craven who has the powers of Quicksilver.
Yeah, I feel like this is in the Venom universe.
I hope so. I hope Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and it's secretly Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is the one who Craven is hunting. Because what the fuck's Craven? It's just going to be a man who goes and kills elephants or something like that, if not.
Yeah.
And no one likes men who kill elephants. Remember that lion that dentist or whatever killed and everyone got really upset? Remember when they killed that gorilla?
Harambe.
People hate it when they kill... Yes.
Ah, yes, good old Harambe.
People hate it when you kill animals, Dan. People hate it when you kill animals.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Have you seen Don't F with Cats? That's a great example.
No, I have not. Is that someone actually fucking a cat? Or is that just the title?
No, it's a guy putting kittens into a vacuum bag and then sucking all the air out.
Oh. Do you know what? I honestly thought when I first saw that movie, that documentary title, I thought it was the woman who put the cat in the bin.
Oh, no. It's so much worse.
I thought, why would they make a documentary about the woman who put a cat in a bin?
It's about the guy who just kept killing cats and putting us a live leak. And then a bunch of people on Facebook tried to hunt him down and figure out where he was. But in the meantime, he started he went advert onto Craigslist for like casual sex, for like gay sex, and then he killed a guy with an ice pick and chopped him up and put him into a bin.
Huh. He sounds like a lovely fella.
Yeah, and so the funny thing about the killing situation was he was acting out a scene in the film, and it was actually these people on the internet that helped catch him.
Oh, thanks for the spoilers, Dan. I was gonna watch. No, I wasn't. I was never gonna watch that.
I think you can still watch it. It doesn't really spoil much. I mean, it's pretty obvious what happens.
Well, he fucks a cat, right?
Well, no, I just said that's not what happens. Were you listening to me at all?
Dan, I never listened to you.
Well, clearly. So I think everyone's better first talking about this now. Let's go on to Marvel news. And Daredevil and etc. Netflix shows are all leaving Netflix.
Yes. Disney has finally bought the rights back, or left the rights reflux and come back to them.
Yeah, so this now puts a question into where the series will go.
Well, there's two options, Hulu and Disney Plus. And as we don't get Hulu over here very much, it's going to be Disney Plus.
It's a bit weird. Yeah, but surely Netflix owns the shows, right?
I think what happened is, because the rights of the characters reverted back to Marvel after 2 years of use, or whatever the fuck it is. Kind of like the Daredevil and the rights when Fox and stuff had that. They had a 7-year thing. If they didn't make anything within 7 years, they had to get the rights back. I think Netflix had 2 years to make stuff. So that's why you got spoilers for No Way Home, the biggest movie of last year, and probably still this year at the moment.
Yeah, probably.
That's why you have
a really good
Matt
lawyer.
Murdock. Yeah, a really good lawyer turn up in No Way Home. And also spoilers for Hawkeye, although no one's going to watch that. The Kingpin goes back to Hawkeye world. So that's why we get them in the MCU again. But this is kind of like, well, I think it's a situation where Marvel is just like, we get our stuff back. And this is the thing, does this mean that all of those shows are now canon? Because they were non-canon.
Yeah, but it's a bit weird, because I'm sure in the TV show they referenced Avengers, right?
Yeah, well, that was when they were canon.
Yeah,
and that
so
was when Marvel wasn't going to create their own streaming service to compete with Netflix, and then they had to go, oh shit, we gave Netflix all our good characters that we wanted to use. Except we didn't really give a shit about Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and we kind of fucked up the Defenders a bit, but we did Daredevil really good, and Jessica Jones was really good, and we did Punisher amazingly.
I'm still yet to watch Punisher.
Punisher's fucking incredible, mate. I love Punisher.
Well, just a warning, you may have to watch it by the end of February if you want to watch it. There's no guarantee it will go to Disney Plus. Highly likely, but no guarantee.
Yeah, all of them have now got a "it's leaving Netflix" warning tag, so you got to kind of catch up. So it's leaving. Daredevil is leaving Netflix on the 28th of February, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go find every single one. But yeah, they've all got a warning tag now that they're saying that they're leaving. So if you want to watch them, wait till they come on Disney Plus, because that's where they're probably going to end up.
But anyway, talking about Netflix and Disney Plus, Spider-Man No Way Home first streaming service is confirmed, and it's not Netflix or Disney Plus.
Which is very strange, because Netflix paid a lot of money to get all of Sony's movies after cinematic release, and so did Disney. So I wonder how much the competitor paid to get this deal, to bring attention to their streaming service that no one's probably ever heard of, except maybe like 10 people.
Yeah, I think it may be the streaming service that's on Amazon Prime.
So the streaming service is Stars with a Z, and they're getting it within the next 6 or so months. But yeah, Stars CEO Jeff Hirschia was asked about the streaming platform's role of the movies versus series. While films seem to provide a big jump in viewers when they arrive on the service, they fade much quicker than TV shows do. Ours is a retention game, not an acquisition game, he said, lining up content week to week, 52 weeks a year, seeking to move our core audience from one show to the next. He continued by saying that while viewers did tend to visit Star for the original series, the service has much more movies than it does shows, considering that the fact Hirschia hopes films like Spider-Man No Way Home, which will arrive on Starz sometime over the next 6 months, will invite people into Starz home, and that the original content will make them stay. So they're basically buying the rights to the big movie so that people stick around for their originals and stuff.
Well, I've heard that their originals are quite good, and the trailers do look quite good as well. So I've just confirmed Starz Play on Amazon Prime is the same streaming service.
Right.
So it's an add-on to Amazon Prime.
Right.
And I think it's actually quite expensive.
Right.
I will very quickly find out how much it is while you carry on talking.
Oh, I have to talk? Okay.
Yes.
I love talking. Many have been hoping that Spider-Man No Way Home would come to Netflix and Disney Plus in the near future, especially after the deals that Sony made with the streaming giant. However, their deals only covered Sony's films from 2022 and 2026. No Way Home, on the other hand, was released in 2021. Ah, there's the loophole. There's the loophole. Their deal only covered movies coming out from 2022 to 2026. Spider-Man No Way Home came out in 2021.
Ah, that is a big loophole. Anyway, yeah, I found out very quickly. It's £2 a month for the first 6 months.
Wow. That's actually quite cheap.
Yeah, that's quite cheap.
But it's an add-on to a streaming service.
Yeah, it's an add-on.
What content does Stars have, Dan? What original quality content?
Outlander, Are You Here? Better Moon, Hamburger Hill, Lockdown, Spider-Man 2.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 is coming to Netflix, so we don't need that.
Lock, 2012, Straight Outta Compton, Hannah.
Wait, Lock? L-O-C-K-E?
Yeah.
Is it starring Tom Hardy?
Yes.
I love that movie. That's Tom Hardy in a car, and it's got Tom Holland in it, and it's his son.
Homefront, La La Land.
Okay, it feels like just a fucking Sky TV thing, but you have to pay money.
Yeah, Crimson Peak.
Yeah, it seems like a Now TV sort of streaming service where it's just got loads of random shit on it.
Yeah, it definitely is. You got the Ghost, The Act. To be fair, The Act actually seems quite interesting.
Oh. Do you know what? We might get Morbius on Netflix, Dan, because Morbius was meant to release last year, but it got pushed to this year. So it technically falls under the 2022 deal.
Oh, you also get Doom Patrol as well, which I want to watch.
I do also, because I like Brendan Fraser. And that's about it.
Here's one for you, Danny. It's the Girlfriend Experience.
Oh my god, I have never had that.
So sad.
Not really. I have a hand.
Anyway, let's move on to Star Wars news, and it's Ahsoka Star Wars? Ahsoka Star Wars series casts Ray Stevenson as the villain.
Do you know who Ray Stevenson is, Dan?
Absolutely no clue, but I want to read the title anyway.
Well, Dan, I also had no idea who Ray Stevenson was. But then I did a little Google search, and he's been in 4 for The Dark World and for Ragnarok.
Who was he? Is he one of the Warriors 3?
Yeah, he's the beardy one with the big orange beard.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I had no idea that was him, but that's apparently him. So, hey.
I can see him being a villain.
Yeah. I mean, that was all. I didn't have Star Wars news, so I found some Star Wars news.
Thank you.
Everyone's
Thank you
hating the Book of Boba Fett. So.
Is everyone hating on it, are they?
The biggest controversy is the little spin that dude did. That's the big discourse about it. Was that spin really necessary, or was it Star Wars flair?
Oh, it was definitely Star Wars flair.
Yeah, no, it was shit. Let's argue on the internet about it, Dan, for 12 years.
No. But let's go on to some just other random movie news. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series, Rise Inside. That's not right. Oh, God.
I don't know why you changed the titles to these things, because you definitely don't read the title.
I didn't do the title for that one. I just worded it in sort of a weird way. As in, I sort of just changed my...
So what you don't know is I send down all the links, and Dan then changes the links to actual titles. And so Dan just changes the titles sometimes to the most ludicrous, nonsensical shit that I have ever read. And then he tries to read it like he actually knows what he's talking about.
Amazon's Lord of the Rings series rises inside the Ring of Power.
Wow. It's basically photos and stuff of the show. We get some looks at characters.
Thank you.
It's an inside look at Lord of the Rings' new TV show. It looks okay.
Does it look $1 billion money worth?
It looks pretty decent. I mean, I've never really... I love Lord of the Rings. I hated The Hobbit. So I hope this is good. I think I need to look at the cast list, because I can't tell this picture if that's actually Jodie Comer.
I feel like this just cannot be that good. I just don't think I think it's going to be a massive flop. And then just carrying on Lord of the Rings news. So the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movie, and gaming rights up for sale.
No, everything's up for sale.
Oh, all of it's up for
sale. Everything's up for sale. All the movie rights and all the game rights are up for sale.
So what does that mean for Amazon then? Do they only have rights to new things?
Well, Amazon's the contender to buy the rights for the movies and shit.
Yeah, but
at the moment, I think it's the weirdest fucking thing. I think Amazon technically got the Lord of the Rings show because of a legal loophole where the TV rights were still up for grabs, but the movie and game rights weren't.
Right.
And then basically the dude who owns some of the rights to the TV and the movie and game rights died, and so they've now gone to auction and people are now contending to buy them, basically. I think that's the gist. It's very confusing because the Lord of the Rings rights are all over the place because they're under the Tolkien estate, but Amazon's going to pay all the money in the world to get this.
Do you think it's just Jeff Bezos being a massive nerd and just loving Lord of the Rings?
No, I think it's just Jeff Bezos going, how the fuck can I squeeze everyone's nostalgia so that they go use my streaming service, because we have nothing to compete with Netflix or Disney Plus. Except The Boys.
I mean, yeah, The Boys and Invincible. I think that's it. That's the only things I'm interested in Amazon Prime.
Like Amazon Prime has some decent stuff, but not like really memorable, noteworthy, like this is the best thing, you have to watch this. It only really has The Invincible and The Boys, and they take a while to come out. So the only reason people have it is because it gives you free shipping on all your deliveries.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that, I would have dropped Amazon Prime Video a long time ago. It's just super good. Well, this is the thing. This is what Microsoft and stuff can do, is they can lose money on their actual service, but they get the loyalty and people buying on other stuff, so they're buying all the other things. That's how they do it. That's how these big mega companies do it. It's capitalism for you.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen to
But to be
Pass.
honest, at this point, I actually think Disney Plus is probably the best.
It's getting there. I think they need a couple more shows and then it will do it, but I'm still liking Netflix.
Anyway, for me, it is anyway. At the minute, I watch so many things on Disney Plus.
I'm jumping between the two. I haven't really watched anything on Amazon Prime. There's some D&D thing out, like Critical Role, if you've ever heard of them.
No,
they're like the biggest D&D podcast or whatever. And they're taking some of their campaigns that they did and making it into an animated show, and that's on Amazon now. And I'm tempted to watch that because I'm bored and there's like nothing out at the moment.
Well, let's go on to some other news. Peacock bolsters animated kids programming slate with Megamind and Abominable series and more.
Do you remember Megamind, Dan?
Yes, a long time ago. And
do you remember all the memes from Megamind? Do you remember Shrek?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember all the memes from Shrek?
I do.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get more memes because they're making more Megaminds.
More Shrek?
And it's going to be... And guess what, Dan? Apparently the plot is... It's Megamind, but he's a streamer, and he's streaming all of his heroic actions because he's not a bad guy anymore.
I know that sounds terrible, but I would watch it just because how terrible it is.
Yeah. I don't even know what Abominable is, but apparently it's getting an animated TV show, so I'm guessing that's based off a movie.
Is it a Peacock exclusive?
I'd imagine so.
So we're not going to get it in the UK?
Nope. And I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
The streamer has also renewed Babble Bop, the musical dance jamboree series for preschoolers, for season 2. Did you ever watch Babble Bop? The musical dance jamboree series for kids, preschoolers. Heroes Lily, Hugo, Miguel, Izzy, and Sam will play the day away, moving and bopping and having a ball to awesome, catchy, repeatable, and sometimes very familiar songs with new characters, animals, and brand new song styles. The second season continues to hold up a magnifying glass to the little things in their life. Having a snack, dressing up, drawing with crayons, watching the clouds, or playfully helping their parents, who are always around if not on camera, as best they can.
Wow, talking about things coming
with
back.
With music at the heart of Babble Bop Egypt.
I thought you were done.
I was, but I wanted to just piss you off.
I was like, do you know, I'm so bored of you just talking about this now. Just shut up. MoviePass is relaunching.
Oh, I'm crying.
Did you ever have MoviePass?
No, it's America.
Fair enough. Is this another America exclusive news?
Kind of. Basically, MoviePass was like Cineworld's watch every movie whenever you want for a streaming price. However, what they were doing was hemorrhaging money.
Oh dear.
Because turns out you would pay like £10 for unlimited movies.
That sounds great.
And that sounds great for the consumer, but if you buy more than two tickets costs more than a tenner. And the MoviePass has to pay for those tickets every time. So you can see what happens when people abuse the system and watch hundreds and hundreds of movies and stuff like that, but for like 4 movies a year or 4 movies a month, and that company has to pay for those tickets, and they had over like 20 million subscribers.
Yeah, so, that sounds like a bad business model.
So it died, and they stopped people from being able to cancel the subscriptions and stuff like that during the process. MoviePass has a long history of just bad decision making. So basically, the corpse of MoviePass couldn't even be sold.
It was that bad.
Yeah. So it was meant to. It was started price of the corpse was $200,000. This was a thing that was getting millions and millions of dollars in investments by like venture capitalists to fund this project. But it didn't even sell for $200,000. So basically, the guy who originally created it made a deal to get the rights back, and now he's relaunching it. But guess what, Dan?
What?
He's adding a ad system, so you get tokens. And you can stack up those tokens, and you can buy tokens, and then you can pay for those tokens to pay for a movie.
So if you watch a lot of adverts, you can watch a film.
Yes. But only if the cinema or the movie the movie gives that ticket or that the movie pass the option to put it on there.
Huh.
Also, it's going to be on Web3, and it looks like they may be doing NFT shit as well.
Oh, good.
And crypto.
All right, let's move on. You pissed me off. Uncharted movie director reveals the next big gig, and it is a Jak and Daxter film. Jak and Daxter film.
Yes, another Naughty Dog property.
I don't know what this is.
Jak and Daxter is like an early PS2, PS3, PS1 era of gaming. A generation you missed because you only jumped on the PS4.
No, I played PS2.
Well, then you missed Jak and Daxter. This is like early Naughty Dogs.
Yeah,
I think
I probably would have missed this.
It's basically a boy with like really tall hair and a little like ocelot thing. And they go, it's kind of like Ratchet and Clank.
That's what I was going to say.
It's basically Ratchet and Clank, but a little boy and a little raccoon thing rather than a little Lombax and a robot. But the fun news was that Tom Holland said that he would love to do a Jak and Daxter movie. I
imagine he's more suited to that than Uncharted.
Honestly, we'll get to it, but I did watch Uncharted, so we'll get to my opinion on whether or not Tom Holland succeeded at being Uncharted.
Yeah, stick around for that.
Yeah. Let's stick around for something that's stuck around for forever, Dan.
Futurama!
Took you so long to fucking figure that out.
It's only because I was going to do Futurama last, but yeah, whatever. Futurama, you can't keep it dead. It has come back. It's got another 23 episodes on Hulu.
Yes, but Bender's voice actor is not returning.
No, and it's caused Bendergate hashtag trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
That was a really broken sentence. I'm sorry.
Yes, it was, Dan. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I having recently now finally watched all of Futurama, I don't know how I feel, because it does kind of end like relatively good.
It does, yeah. It has a good ending. Did you ever watch the crossover episode with Simpsons and Futurama?
No, because I haven't watched The Simpsons in fucking years.
It's on Simpsons, funny enough. But yeah, it does exist. It came out after the finale.
Have you watched the Simpsons and Family Guy crossover?
I have.
I have too. That is a weird fucking crossover, because I always thought it was a meme that someone had just created, that Homer and fucking Peter wash a car in skimpy, like, sex. I didn't realize that was the actual episode.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I thought that was someone's fan fiction. No, turns out it's an actual episode of The Simpsons and Family Guy. It's crazy.
It's so funny.
Yeah. I will probably eventually, if I ever do decide to watch all of The Simpsons again, it's going to be a long, arduous task. It's 700 plus episodes at this point.
I mean, you can just go and watch that one episode. It's called Simpsons.
I could, but I also want to watch all of The Simpsons again at some stage. If they ever announce The Simpsons movie 2, my goal is to try and watch every episode of The Simpsons before that movie comes out.
How much time do you want to devote to this?
I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll find out if they ever announce it.
I'm going to find out what's the entire run.
It's rumored. It's rumored, but hey, look. And the thing is, Dan, a bunch more seasons could come out in the time frame. So, I reckon it's like 400 hours.
For the first 618 episodes, it's 229 hours.
Hey, I guess 400, so it's doable.
So it's going to be about 13 days, probably.
I can do that.
Straight days of watching it.
I can do that. I can get COVID again and watch it non-stop.
That is mental. That is crazy. And then
I
going
reckon I'll
on
do it.
to our final news in movies, Warner Brothers is getting sued for putting Matrix Resurrections on HBO Max.
Yep. Worse news for HBO. And maybe this is why HBO has decided to stop putting stuff on its service until after theatrical releases. Because everyone keeps suing them and hating them for it.
Yeah, stop doing it. It's a scummy thing to do.
Because maybe The Matrix, this bad movie that everyone tells me is bad, but some people say it's the greatest Matrix movie ever because no one can decide anything anymore and everything has to just be the worst or the best. Nothing can be just okay. That could have maybe made $1 billion, but probably never would have made $1 billion. Only grossed $148 million at the box office.
Yeah. So...
And someone in our comment section said that or Spider-Man would be the one to make $1 billion. And he got one of them right. And I commend that guy.
Yeah, I never thought this was going to make $1 billion. It could have been fantastic. It still wouldn't. The Matrix fan base, I think, is it's a vocal minority.
Edgelords. Edgelords. Leather jackets.
Yeah.
Katanas. Guns. Sunglasses.
It
Keanu
seems more
Reeves.
like a vocal minority. I say minority, it's still millions.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not like Spider-Man cult following.
Yeah, it also released alongside Spider-Man. And what nostalgia is going to hit you more? A bunch of Spider-Man or a movie that came out the same time as Spider-Man?
Yeah, exactly.
And had 2 bad sequels.
But hey,
Whereas there's been a lot more Spider-Man.
Has now learned their lesson.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out. The suit also alleges that releasing Resurrections on HBO Max encouraged piracy, further cutting it. Yeah, they're basically just suing because they wanted more money. Because they could have got a lot more money from this. There can be no doubt the abysmal theatrical box office sales figures from The Matrix Resurrections dilute the value of this tentpole franchise as the film's lack of profitability generally prevents studios from investing in additional sequels and derivative films in the near term. So basically, they're like, you killed our franchise because you put it on your streaming service instead of letting it actually make money. And then it was just like, also people can pirate it. Same like Black Widow. Black Widow lost like $600 million in terms of box office because people pirated it.
Yeah, that wasn't that the biggest pirated film of last year.
Yes, it was. I think. I'm sure Spider-Man is now, but...
Well, talking about scams and pirating, NFTs. No effing thanks. / awful, rubbish, terrible, that's art.
Yes, I had too many things, so I decided to put segments together.
Thank you. So, NFTs are a scam, says indie game marketplace itch.io.
Yep, which is funny because they also do host games that have NFTs on them. So
that is quite funny.
But yeah, it's basically a few have asked about our stance on NFTs. NFTs are a scam. If you think they are legitimately useful for anything other than the exploitation of creators, financial scams, and the destruction of our planet, then we ask that you please reevaluate your life choices. Also, fuck any company that says they support creators and also endorse NFTs in any way. They can only care about their own profit and the opportunity for wealth above or anyone else, especially given the now easily available discourse concerning the problems of NFTs. So, yes.
Yep.
NFTs still suck, ladies and gentlemen.
They still suck.
Also, Ubisoft was in the news because of their NFTs, because they gave a bunch of their employees NFTs, and none of their employees wanted it.
That was kind of funny.
So yeah, they gave like the people on the Ghost Recon Breakpoint team who they had the Ubisoft Quartz NFT thing put in, and yeah, they really fucking hated that. So they literally called out their employer and just hated that.
That is quite funny.
This is the thing. NFTs have hit a brick wall, and it is gamers. Gamers do not want NFTs in their world. But every time a fucking gaming company puts an NFT in there, gamers fight back and they have to revert. It's so funny. I love it. Discord gave up because gamers were like, no, fuck off. Stop trying to put NFTs on your platform. The Team 17 did it. Worms did it. Ubisoft and I think... one other company are like the only ones. No, Square Enix. EA gave up, remember?
Oh, yeah, they did, yeah. I'll say, yeah.
Square Enix and Ubisoft are like the only two companies that, despite horrible backlash, are like, no, you just don't get it. We're going to put them in anyway. And they're just tanking their games. It's so funny. But yeah.
And carrying on NFTs, NFT Marketplace halts transactions due to rampant counterfeiting.
Yep. Who would have guessed? Right-clicking and then minting it as the exact same image, but on a different blockchain, means that people can just claim that they own something that they don't. Because there's no legitimate way of proving that you own it, except if you're the one who does it first. And because no one gives a shit until after their thing is printed in as an NFT, it's stupid. I hate this fucking world we live in. Why is this a thing? Why do we have to cover this? I hate it. I hate it so much.
NFTs is a good concept that's poorly
No,
executed.
it's not.
No,
it's not a good. No, it's not. It's not. Nope. It's not.
Let me finish.
Nope.
Let me
It's
finish.
nope.
Let me finish.
No.
It's a good idea if that wasn't a problem of being able to just take a picture and then just copy it.
So it's a shit idea.
No, I mean, like the good part is like
because the one thing that it needs to. Yep.
No, the good idea is being able to reward content creators every time that gets sold, right? That's the good part.
Yeah, but there's
That's
better ways of doing that. There's better ways of doing that though.
Yeah, but it's
that don't require the destruction of our planet and CPUs.
Yeah. But, I mean, just that bit. That's a good concept to do, you know. Like, but then NFTs are just bad. So
yeah, but because it's the hot buzzword in the industry, everyone is trying to do it, and then they're realizing, oh shit, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
And then our final news story for this section: a £740,000 painting is ruined after security guard draws eyes on faceless figures at Russian gallery.
Yeah, this is just funny.
Just proves how stupid art is.
I think that would have made it go up in value.
I thought it would have too.
Yeah, this is the world we live in. Someone strapped a banana on a wall and that counted as $1 million idea or something.
Didn't someone just do that as a joke?
No, that was a real artwork.
Oh, it was actually real artwork.
That was a real artwork, and someone literally slapped a banana on a wall with duct tape and went, "That's art," and it got sold for millions.
It's so stupid.
And then a guy ripped it off the wall and ate it. This is the world, and someone put a fucking block of gold in.
Yeah, that was last week.
Remember the guy selling fake statues?
That was a good one. That was my favorite one.
I hate the art world, and NFTs are just the worst version of the art world. Art is a tax scam.
So much better.
See, I would have loved it if the dude didn't draw the eyes and stuck googly eyes on. That would have been even better.
That would have been better, yeah. But the thing is, you can take them off googly eyes. You can't rub out pencil.
No, you super glue them. They'd have to
them.
tear the painting if they wanted to take them off, and they're not going to do that.
I can't believe the
Also,
security
you could
guard's
rub
done
out the eyes. Huh?
I can't believe the security guard has done this.
He was bored. I wouldn't blame him.
Apparently he was 60 years old and worked in a private security company.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
No, definitely not. But that is it for that section. So we're going to go on to We've Lost the Controller of the News, and we are starting off with the second annual Credibility Award nominees.
Accessibility. Not credibility. Yes, the credibility of all the gaming award nominees.
All right. Calm down, big man.
That's very ableist of you, Dan.
I didn't read it right. I'm sorry. The second annual accessibility nominees celebrate Far Cry 6, It Takes Two, Halo Infinite, and many more.
Yeah, so I always just like this one because this is just basically, I think it's in partnership with Able Gamers and stuff like that, to kind of bring light to the developers of like the gaming industry who are actually trying to make games accessible for people who aren't just regular people. So like just giving like more controls, more options, making games more open to anyone. And I always just like this.
Yeah, it's good.
So you got the nominations for second channel for games that give players a second means of or interface to get the information they may need to progress. So Before Your Eyes, Unpacking, Guardians of the Galaxy. Clear Text for games that allow players to reliably read text in the game or its interface. Boyfriend Dungeon, Loop Hero, Halo Infinite. Input Reduction for games that allow players to decrease the amount of input reduction needed to successfully undertake a sequence of action required by the game. Before Your Eyes, Fights in Tight Spaces, Escape from Tarkov. Apparently that's a really good game. Like, it's really sweaty, but apparently Escape from Tarkov is like a... AI assistance for games that allow players to progress through challenges with assistance from in-game AI. Forza Horizon 5, Far Cry 6, Psychonauts 2. All Xbox games. pretty much, except for Far Cry. Far Cry's like cross-platform, but it's on Xbox. Improved precision for games that allow players to increase or decrease things like movement sensitivity so that they may be precise with their actions in the game or its interface. Chivalry 2, Far Cry 6, Black for Blood, and many, many, many more options. Many more awards. So, hey, look, the Oscars are coming up and no one gives a shit about that. So maybe watch this one.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it sounds a lot better than the Oscars. Everything's better than the Oscars. But moving on, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 sequel and Warzone massive update is officially announced. So COD 22, it does state it is a direct sequel being led by Infinity Ward. There's going to be a massive evolution in Battle Royale with an all-new play space and a new sandbox mode, which I think will be fantastic. You can now do custom games in Battle Royale.
Yep.
This sounds fun. I enjoyed to do. It'd be fun to do. And there'll be a new engine powering both the new game and Warzone, but they haven't announced what the engine will be. Highly unlikely to be Unreal Engine.
Yeah, I don't know. It might. Well,
I would love for it to be Unreal Engine 5, but I don't think it will be.
It might be.
I'm pretty sure Unreal Engine 5 isn't out yet, is it?
It's in beta. People can use it.
Yeah, but I don't know if Call of Duty would ever use it.
I doubt it. Unless Microsoft forces them to. But also, speaking of, Microsoft has stated that every Call of Duty after the pre-existing contracts will come to PlayStation. And also, they want it to go to Nintendo. So that's fun. I look forward to Nintendo. I look forward to small children finally getting to play COD on a Nintendo Switch, even though they've been playing it on PlayStation and Xbox for years. Finally, the grandma of the world can play Call of Duty. Because that's what Nintendo products are meant to be for. They're meant to be for children and old people. And then there's this weird subset of like 20-plus-year-olds whose childhood they could never get away from. And yes, they religiously play all Nintendo games like Nintendo is the god of gaming. Which, fair enough. Hey, you do you. I don't get it. Dan, stop looking at your phone.
I'm trying to look up the engine that's currently being used in.
Well, be whatever the current engine is being used in.
I think it's... No, that's the old one. Apparently, it's currently using IW 8.0.
Right.
So, I'm assuming they're just going to use a 9.0.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I don't think COD's going to update much.
No, not at all.
Especially now they've got the big bucks, they don't have to. They can just sit back and relax.
But yes, the Queen going to join in on esports. Sorry about that.
Yes. Man, I wonder if the Queen has a Nintendo Switch. That'd be a really... honestly, that would just be a funny thing to imagine, is the Queen playing, like, Nintendo Switch.
Do you think the Queen watches Bargain Hunt?
No, what's the... There's,
Or the Chase?
There's the game that the Nintendo Switch launched with, which was, like, a bunch of mini games. And one of the games was you milked a cow. So I imagine the Queen
did
just...
that?
Well, I know her son did.
Oh, Prince Charles?
No, Andrew.
Oh, no.
He milked a lot of cows.
No.
I'm not referring
to say things like that.
Yes, I can. He's a fuck monster.
Yeah, but you can't say milk cows.
Also, the quills. I wasn't calling them cows.
Oh, I always said you... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you were saying them.
No, they were children.
Yeah, he's a...
I would have said calves.
I'm not going to speculate.
Nope, he's a pedophile. He said he doesn't sweat, and he was sweating.
That was quite funny. That was quite funny.
He's a monster.
I'm not... I don't say anything just in case it jeopardizes anything in the legal case.
What the fuck's this podcast gonna do in the legal case? Yes. Your Honor, I present to you case number 452. This podcast, randomly on the internet, says that this is defamation because these people are calling my son a pedophile. I hope that this case gets thrown out and all the horrible things my son did do gets taken away because clearly these people on the internet said my son is a pedophile.
You don't know. You can't say things like that just in case.
Get fucked. I don't give a shit.
I mean, I'm not saying I disagree with you. I definitely don't disagree with you, but... Just in case.
The Queen's gonna die anyway. She's already cooped up in Windsor Palace or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, let's go on to the Stream Deck. No, that's not right. The Steam Deck. First test show.
Yeah, we've already had this conversation, Dan. We already fucked up streaming and steaming.
Yeah, prior to some podcast, I was mentioning about getting a Stream Deck, and then Danny thought it was a Steam Deck. And we were just having a really weird conversation of how Danny was talking about the Steam Deck, and I was like, this is not what I was talking about.
Yeah. Speaking of Steam Decks, though, Fortnite will not be on it.
No. Shocker.
Well, I mean, you can probably get it if you do the Windows thing and you get Epic Games Launcher and then you do it like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the reason why you can't get it is because it's Steam.
Yeah, but you can't at the moment bring the Epic Launcher to your device.
No,
but you'll be able to just do that when you get Windows. It just won't be supported. Basically, you just won't be able to get like actual like non-clunky controls, I guess, because they're not actually fully supported on the Steam Deck. But hey, look, that's fine.
Yep. And so the Steam Deck also the SD card speeds rival an SSD.
Yes, which is interesting.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I mean, SD, yeah, there's too many S's
cards
and too
have
many
come a long way.
Yeah, like the new, fuck, I didn't put Samsung in here. Fuck.
Oh, the S22.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, continue, I'll find it.
Yeah, so moving on to our final game news. Battlefield 2042 petition demands refunds on all platforms nears 40,000 signatures. So this is due to the mass backlash on the very poor game that is Battlefield 2042.
Yes.
And it is a terrible game. I've seen many gamers complain about it. I've seen people complain about being able to drive up walls, the guns classes being terrible, just horribly unpolished. But it's not going to get refunded because it's EA. And EA don't care about your gamers. I mean, they released FIFA.
You also gave them your money, so you were an idiot in the first place.
Yeah, you look at FIFA. Do you think they care? Do you think they actually care about anything about you? No, they don't. They've
never cared, and they never will. They were voted worst company 2 times.
Yeah, EA just care you buy the game.
Out of Microsoft and Facebook, they got voted worst company.
Oh, by far. I mean, I don't think Microsoft is that bad. They're not great, but they're not that bad.
They were a long time ago, Dan. They've changed their image to mean that they can buy more companies, but they were bad a long time ago.
Yeah, I didn't know. Okay, they're not that bad now.
Bill Gates was a ruthless dictator.
He wanted to conquer the US.
Pretty much. He wanted to just own everything. Right, I've added it. We can continue.
Yeah, I still think there's been no comment on DICE and EA about giving refunds yet.
Oh yeah, they're not going to do it. They'll never do it.
Yeah, I think they're just going to ignore it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Actually, they did make a comment. They said
it's interesting because if you buy it on like Xbox and PlayStation, Xbox I think has a refund policy. PlayStation didn't have a refund policy until No Man's Sky. Remember when No Man's Sky was a horrible train wreck, and then it's apparently a really good game now. Like it's one of the big comebacks. It's kind of like what people are expecting Cyberpunk to do, and I doubt that highly. So I think PlayStation has like unless it receives a lot of hate, they don't give refunds. So it'll be interesting to see if PlayStation does anything. Microsoft might be nice because Microsoft seems to be nicer in terms of refunds. I don't know what about Steam is. Steam, if you only play about 2 hours, you can get a refund. I think that's their current rule. Don't know what Epic's is, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
So EA did make a comment. They said Battlefield 2042 did not meet expectations. They also said it had unanticipated performance issues on release.
Really?
Yeah, and apparently the design choices did not resonate with everyone in our community.
Really?
However, they did say they are fully committed to releasing the full potential of this game and are fully committed to our Battlefield fans. We have already implemented a series of major updates and there is more to be done.
Yeah, they fixed the scoreboard.
Basically, they're saying is, look, we're making changes, shut up, we've taken your money, we're not giving anything back.
Look, the development of this game was clearly meant to be a battle royale, but then our battle royale in the previous game failed, and we were like, oh shit, we got to change course and make it an actual Battlefield game. And everyone hates battle royales at the moment, so fuck. Let's change our maps and everything to be like more multiplayer, but they're too big and everyone hates them.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
They're broken and clunky, and we don't have actual characters or anything like that because they were meant to just be characters that ran around and had specific roles in the battle royale. But we needed to change them all. And then let's talk about Nintendo, Dan.
Okay, Nintendo.
Oh, you can talk about the Lego Brawlers. I thought you were skipping that.
Well, I wasn't skipping it, but
yeah. Well, basically, it's Super Smash Bros. But Lego.
Thank you. Going on to Nintendo. Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct event, and they had a series of things announced.
Yes.
Starting with, there's a lot here.
Yes, there is. You can skip some of it. I don't care about half of it. The only one I cared about was they're making a new Wii Sports game.
Really? What's it called?
Yeah.
Switch Fit.
No, it's Wii Sports something or other. I don't remember.
It's still called Wii Sports.
Yeah, but it's the Switch version. And
No, it's called Nintendo
people
Switch
were very
Sports.
upset because it looked like they were getting rid of the Miis because all the characters in it looked kind of like updated. But then there was a one shot in the trailer where they had Miis, and it was the directors of like Nintendo. Yes,
Yeah,
I know
so
I'm using ad
apparently
block.
They have, it's called Nintendo Switch Sports, where it's got volleyball, badminton, bowling, tennis, chambra, I don't know how to pronounce that, and soccer, basically football. I say football because they're not American. And apparently they're all available for online play.
Yes.
And do you know what? This makes me want to get a Switch. Just this game.
Oh, they also announced that they're bringing like 48 previous maps from all the other Mario Karts to the new Mario Kart. And that will be a paid thing as well. Also, Disney's getting a Mario Kart knockoff where Mickey Mouse can race against Goofy and shit like that. I just saw this.
Yeah, so there seems to be a lot of games.
Fuck. Okay, no. You're not gonna make me turn off ad blocker and then play an ad when I try and watch the trailer. That's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. I don't give a shit about this. Okay, fucking hell.
Yes,
yeah,
it's called Disney
sorry.
Speedstorm. There seems to be many games coming to Switch being ported over, such as No Man's Sky, Portal Companion.
Yep. Call of Duty wants to be on Switch because Microsoft wants it to be on Switch.
Yeah, that's happening as well. That's quite interesting. Metroid Dread.
This Disney Speedstorm thing looks decent. I'm sure it'll be shit, but The Force Unleashed is also coming. An old Star Wars game. Kirby can eat a car. That's a fun thing. That's a meme that everyone's posting on the internet. Is just Kirby eating things because that's what Kirby do. Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. I don't really care about Nintendo's like library of games, but I mean, hey, they're certainly bringing out stuff. A new Xenoblade Chronicle 3. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings are coming to Nintendo Switch. Metroid Dread free update.
Yeah, I mean, I did just say that, yes.
Oh, the Portals, that's what's coming. Portals are coming.
I just said that.
Yes, I know. I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
You little bitch.
I wanted to play Portal again.
I know, yeah, I got Portal 2 on my PC. It's great.
Yeah, I love Portal. I had the PS2 Portal red box thing where the actual Portal games were available on PlayStation. I owned that.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
To...
Wait, what? Yes, we did.
Oh So Meta. Where we're going to cover the Metaverse. Now, PUBG Studio is to use NFTs in new UGC driven UGC-driven open Metaverse. Whatever that means. Because no one knows what that means.
No one knows what the Metaverse is.
Yeah.
No one knows what NFTs are. No one knows what a Metaverse is. Everyone's just pushing for these buzzwords. Yeah, so the company has signed a deal with Naver Z, the operator of the Metaverse platform Zepto, to develop a new web-free and non-fungible token NFT project aimed at building an NFT Metaverse platform. There is no indication that Krafton NFT's project will be tied to PUBG directly. Instead, the company will use the experience it earned developing and running PUBG to create a user-generated content creation tool as well as a virtual world built in the Unreal Engine. Naver Z will manage the Metaverse service according to the statement and handle community and social services. This is going to crash and burn.
Yeah, very, very much so.
And I look forward to it because people fucking hate NFTs and so do gamers. And what is this directed at? Gamers.
And carrying on stupid things about the Metaverse, McDonald's is planning to open up restaurants in the Metaverse. Yes, you can now have a restaurant in the virtual world.
Have you seen, I think we missed it because it was just kind of under the radar, but it kind of blew up like a couple weeks after. Walmart was apparently trial running a VR experience to you just walk around their supermarkets picking up stuff in VR and then they just deliver it to your house.
That is so stupid.
And they also have a virtual assistant who pesters you, giving you promotions and deals and shit, just in your face constantly, just going, "This is a deal. This is a thing." I think because it was, it was a trial run. Like,
why are people idiots?
Because for some odd reason, people think it's more convenient to strap on a VR headset, pop into the car in the virtual world, drive to your virtual supermarket, and then do your virtual shopping rather than just clicking on the items on a web browser and putting them in a basket.
So stupid.
This is the thing. The metaverse and all of this stuff is like 400 degrees the backwards. It's just like you take one step forward, 400 steps back. It's like, yes. How do I innovate? Well, let's make a virtual world where I can go shopping, or I can go to a virtual McDonald's and order all of my stuff in a virtual McDonald's rather than just using their app that is so much easier. And I can see all the items on the app as I scroll through and tap and click and put it in the basket. Whereas now I have to go to a restaurant, interact with an AI and talk to it, and then fucking order my cheeseburger that way.
And then our final metaverse news is Bandai Namco is building a 96 million interconnected IP metaverse.
God, I fucking hate the world. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, so this one was just interesting because of the amount of money that they're spending on it. But yeah, also Bandai Namco is one of the companies that Sony is rumored to be buying, so this will be interesting if
Maybe
they do.
Sony
and then
will
they
join-
immediately shut it down.
Maybe Sony will join the metaverse.
Sony probably will join the metaverse at some point.
It's so sad how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. This, the publisher says, is all about connecting the fans and increasing the value of its properties. With the company planning to develop a metaverse, the increasingly popular, if somewhat ill-defined term for socially focused virtual space for each of its IPs, each IP metaverse will then form part of the interconnected universe known as the All Bandai Namco concept. Horrible name.
Awful, absolutely awful. But let's move on to Tech Time and Science Shenanigans, where we're going to talk about Elon Musk. SpaceX loses 40 Starlink satellites in one day.
Immediately after launch as well.
Yeah, so this is their new satellite Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And apparently a geomagnetic storm knocked the internet satellites out of the sky just one day after they launched.
Yeah, I was learning about these like a couple weeks ago, like the geothermic storms, and apparently they fucked up a lot of things because because the way a computer works and it's just ones and zeros. If that like the Earth, sometimes these like light beams or whatever they are just hit your computer and they make your computer change the code and it fucks it up.
Yeah.
And it's caused like millions of dollars in transaction errors because it just means it skips places. It's really fascinating to learn how these things just fuck things up.
Yeah, so I have to do something.
And they're completely like unavoidable. It's just whether or not something just hits it. There's like maybe some ways to like cause it to not happen as frequently, but
it's very
if they
common
just happen.
Electronics. It's just a lot of it can be prevented. It's called something called EMC.
I don't know, Dan.
No, it is called something called EMC.
Yeah. Well, then why'd you say it? It's
yeah.
colder.
It's just EM waves can hit electronics devices and it can screw things
Yeah,
up.
it's caused things to like brick.
Yeah,
It's just interesting. These things are fucking crazy. Space is a fucking weird place.
it
But
definitely is. And it's
they
fascinating.
fucked up Elon Musk's satellites, which is just funny.
Yeah, but going back into the NFT space, a blockchain hustler and a company cringy rapper have been charged on laundering 4.5 billion in stolen Bitcoin.
Yes. Two of my most hated things. Rapping. Well, three of my most hated things. Rapping, TikTokers, and the blockchain.
I don't think rapping is that bad. Depends on the style of rap.
I don't really hate rapping. That was just to like soften the blow. US authorities have arrested two people on charges of conspiring to launder 4.5 billion, yes billion, in cryptocurrency that was stolen during the 2016 hack of cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex. Basically, this. If you ever, I had to watch some of the videos of this person. And they're horrible. Like, they are just some of the worst like things I've ever experienced on the internet.
Really?
And apparently this woman is one of the co-conspirators behind the biggest fucking heist of Bitcoin ever.
Really?
This is the biggest fucking theft of Bitcoin ever. This is the highest amount of money stolen for Bitcoin.
Honestly, that rap song is awful.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's real bad.
She's also I feel like I've seen like clips of the TikToks and things because sadly I do watch TikToks. I just don't watch them on the platform, and I had to watch some of them for news.
Do you know who she reminded me
Sadly,
of? Someone called Honey G.
Who?
Honey G. She was on X Factor, and she's like a middle-aged woman.
Right.
And that's not a compliment, by the way. That's quite an insult.
She reminds me of what's his face who sang Thrift Shop.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Mainly because of the outfit. The outfit looks like a thrift store outfit.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's the Razzle Khan, a rapper who self-describes as like Genghis Khan, but with more pizzazz. Yes, she's slaughtering millions daily by her shitty TikToks. But yeah, I don't really understand how this heist happened. Apparently they just kind of stumbled into it as well. They just kind of stumbled into the crypto wallet.
Right.
And then they just kind of managed to steal loads of money from it. So it's all very weird. I'm sure there'll be a movie at some point about this because it's such a stupid concept. We're already having that GameStop fucking movie coming out. Right. Isla Lichten and his wife, Heather Morgan, conspired to launder the proceeds of nearly 120,000 stolen Bitcoin, according to the court documents cited by the DOJ, which were transferred to a digital wallet controlled by Liechtenstein. Since the initial hack, roughly 25,000 Bitcoin have been transferred out of that wallet and laundered through a complex series of transactions, with the resulting funds depositioned into the conventional accounts owned by Liechtenstein and Morgan. The scheme went off the rails in January, though after federal agents were able to access and decrypt a file stored in Liechtenstein's cloud storage account that provided a list of more than 2,000 virtual currency addresses and keys. Further analysis confirmed that nearly all of the addresses were directly linked to the hack. More than 94,000 Bitcoin were subsequently seized. The Bitcoin was valued at more than 3.6 billion at the time of seizure, making the largest financial recovery DOJ history. I hate crypto.
I know you do, but I know another company you hate, Meta. And Nvidia is now worth more than Meta due to... No, that's not right. Meta's plummeting stock price.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still higher at the moment, but this was just the title.
Yeah, I'm looking now. So Meta is currently valued at 597 billion.
Yep.
I'm now realizing that might not be what it's covering. Oh, and Nvidia is 598 billion.
Is that more?
Yes, by 1 billion.
Hey, look at that.
Yep, Nvidia is now worth more.
Yeah. As of time of recording, Meta will probably go up at some point, but...
Yeah, well, the thing is, Nvidia's stock is also dropping.
Well, yeah, they lost the ARMS deal, so they were plummeting because of that. Because they lost 1.6 billion, I think, just because the deal fell through. Yeah, but that was just because they paid ARMS 1.6 in terms of like all the legal stuff to try and get it, but then it got shut down, so...
The Nvidia drop is nowhere near as big as the Meta drop.
Oh no, Mark Zuckerberg dropped like 40 places on the richest men alive list or whatever it is.
Yeah, it was a huge drop. I mean, it's down 40% over the past 6 months.
Yeah, who would have thought? Facebook fucking sucks and people have finally realized. Now they've got a new name and no one gives a shit and no one knows that Facebook is tied to it. They can just tank this company to the ground.
Yeah, and to put that in perspective, Nvidia is actually up 20% in the past 6 months.
Maybe it's stupid decisions like this, Dan, that are causing Meta to go down.
Yeah. Because
Meta says it may shut down Facebook and Instagram in Europe over data sharing dispute.
Honestly, go for it. See if I care.
Oh, also, I know the reason why Meta's stock prices is also tanking. It's because Apple introduced their anti-sharing like data thing on their phones. Basically, Facebook can't get your data anymore and sell it.
Isn't that whole Facebook's business?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense.
So Apple basically cut off Facebook from their market value, like their market source, because they can't sell their Apple users' data. And I think Android is also going to start implementing those sorts of things on Android devices.
It means Facebook could be gone.
Yeah. And so also EU laws will start coming into place to stop companies being able to do this. I think last week we talked about the EU court saying that all data stored has to be deleted.
Yeah.
I think that was
they can't collect it again either.
Yeah. And so, yeah, Facebook might die. Which, finally...
I mean, does that mean
this hellhole?
You no longer have to click allow cookies, right?
I don't know. I imagine it will be more. I think you'll have more notifications saying, "Do you consent?" to having your cookies stored for a minimum of however long. I think it's just going to be worse. Because remember when they put all those like laws in place that prevented something, and then you just got countless emails by every company saying, we've changed our things, you might need to do all the bit. We've now implemented this, and you just got a billion emails from every company you've ever signed up to. Companies you've not used in years just saying, we've updated our terms and service. Please come back to our company and let us store your data. Because they had to announce that they were storing your data or whatever. I mean, that was it. I can't remember what it was, but it was really fucking annoying because you just got a billion emails. But yeah, that's why Facebook's dying, is because essentially Apple has cut them off from their data. The EU is clamping down on data sharing and selling. And also Facebook is a fucking horrible company. And spreads the worst news imaginable.
Yeah, but going on to some new tech inventions of the week, an ex-Razer designer has invented a device to replace your gaming keyboard.
So I put this in here because I hate mouse and keyboard, mainly because I hate using a keyboard.
Yeah.
So I would potentially be a purchaser of this device.
I'm more used to keyboard now. I think this is definitely a niche product to target people like you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I think if you play keyboard for about a year, you'll get used to it.
No, I've tried. I've never been able to get used to it.
Have you played regularly for a year on PC?
On off, but even then.
Yeah, but on off isn't the same as regular.
I do on off controller, and I don't fucking need pick me up on
in controllers embedded in your DNA. Like you've done it for years.
So's a keyboard.
Yeah, but not keyboard gaming. It is different.
I've done keyboard gaming for years.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. I just never liked it. Every time I tried, I just hated it.
Well, it sounds like a you problem.
It is a you problem. I'm just sick of talking to you. No, I think this device is kind of interesting. I like it. It's just basically a little... I think I've said this before. It's just like a big joystick that you just have buttons on the side. And then it's just like you push forward, tilt left, and it just gives you movement plus...
So it looks very similar to something called a CAD mouse, which is... It's like a 3D sort of ball thing you can move around.
I think it's called the Doom controller, by the way.
Doom controller?
Oh no, the video is a demo of Doom. That's why.
Oh right, yeah.
It's really annoying because he says everything he's doing. I'm going forward and backwards, going left and right, clicking in. But yeah, so it's basically just a bunch of joysticks on like a pad, and you've got like buttons and things, and you can click and everything. And I imagine this is one of those things where you'd have to map everything to it rather than it being a pre-built custom thing.
They're doing it in Rocket League as well.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. He's playing Doom.
And
Doom's
this guy
pretty
is
hard.
terrible at Rocket League.
I would imagine so. It's probably me.
Yeah, because they're not using ball cam at all.
Oh my god, he's playing Fortnite.
Definitely a bronze here. This is a bronze game if I've ever seen it.
It's my average game, man.
Yeah, and then
actually, no, I get carried by my friends. So.
Our final news topic of the week is the Galaxy.
The thing I forgot to bring up.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things of the week. The Galaxy S22 has been revealed, and it's now open for pre-order. But the biggest news is the S22 Ultra, because the Ultra has become the Note. Yes.
I am eligible to upgrade for this. However, I am not, because I said I was getting a fold phone, and I'm getting a fold phone. I'm just not getting the Fold 3 anymore. I'm going to wait for the 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Fold 3 came out.
No, you didn't, Dan.
No, I did. I genuinely did. I was like, oh, but they didn't announce the Fold 3. Oh wait, is it out, isn't it? Fold 3?
Yes, it's out. It's been out for like 6 months.
Yeah, so I'm actually get the Fold 4.
Came out in like October or August.
Okay, but are you going to get the Fold 4 then?
Yes.
Has there been any leaks for it yet?
No.
Okay.
But they've released a fold phone every year, so I imagine
that they will.
A fourth one.
Yeah, so S22...
let's talk some specs, Dan. Talk some specs.
S22 Ultra has got Samsung's new Exynos processor, the 2200, which is allegedly faster than the Snapdragon processor, but we'll have to wait and see, because the US variant still has Snapdragon.
Yes. It's got 240 hertz touch sampling rate in game mode.
Yeah, so I think it's just more bringing it up to sort of the other phone standards that come out since last year, because a lot of phones are doing this now. Another big design choice is it's more like a Note, so it's got the sort of sharp corners instead of the rounded ones. Also, it's got no camera bump.
No. Some do have rounded.
Do they?
Some of them have. The Ultra has rounded corners. It's the S22 and the S20 Plus that have the flat.
Oh no, I mean like top half, the top and bottom.
Oh, what the actual edges,
the actual corners,
not the display. display, not the display edges.
No, not the display edges. I mean, like the actual top corner bits. It's like a note because it's more like a tablet sort of thing.
Notes, notes have 90-degree.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the displays because you went from displays to edges. So I was just like,
yeah. Well, you know, close enough, right?
Storage.
Storage options. I do not have the stats up my screen, by the way. I'm just talking about what I remember.
That's what I sent. Open that. They're up. Whatever. RAM and storage. 8GB RAM and 256 gigs on the S22. Same on the S22 Plus. And then the S22 Ultra has the option of 12 gigabytes of RAM plus 256 gigabyte of storage, 12 gigabyte of RAM plus 512 gigabytes of storage, or 12 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage, and an 8 gigabyte with 128 gigabytes of UFCS.
To be honest, the film seems mostly the same as the last generation. I think the only real difference in the Ultra variant is the note stuff.
Yes, the pen, which clips in, which I want for the Fold because I don't want to have the pen outside of the phone. I don't know why they did that with the Fold.
I think it's because there was not enough room, but they might change it for the Foldable. Sorry,
that's what I'm hoping. The battery is 3,700, 4,500, and 5,000 respectively.
All the cameras are all the same as last year.
Yes, but they don't have the bump as much now.
No, the Ultra gets rid of the bump entirely.
Yes,
which I
they do stick out. They still stick out,
but
they've now got rid of that little back blut.
Yeah, it's a nice design. I like it.
I still hate the cameras because I hate cameras. Stop putting so many cameras on your fucking phones. You don't need them.
I don't want a camera.
I want a phone without cameras. That is the one thing I would love.
Honestly,
if they ever did
it would probably be so much cheaper to manufacture as well.
Yeah, but I know the reason why, and I say it every time. The only reason they changed the camera displays is because it's the only thing you can change that gives a clear visual indication that it's a new phone. That's why every phone company does it, because it clearly states that it's a new phone, because the camera modules on the back are different, because it's the only thing you can change, because a screen is a screen, and the only thing you can change is where the placement of the front camera is, or if you have the under display camera. That's the only reason.
However, I think one of the biggest news about this generation of phones is that Samsung have announced 4 years of Android upgrades.
Right.
Which is double what it used to be. So it used to be 2 years. So now they've got 4 years of upgrades. That's pretty good.
Yes.
That's good going. I think that's actually sort of brought me back into Samsung now, because that's the only thing that sort of kept me away from it.
I mean, it's a shame that they don't have expandable storage, but you could buy just 1 terabyte. That was like Android's whole thing that was better than Apple, is you could put expandable storage in. But I think they've just now realized that Apple's way of doing it makes them more money, because you can now charge people more money rather than them going out and buying the storage themselves. And everyone wants money.
But I think that's all I want to talk about. I don't know if you got anything else.
No, I would have talked more about it if I was buying it, but sadly, it wasn't the phone that I wanted.
So let's go on to recommend do and recommend don't. I've got nothing to recommend, but Danny, what have you got to recommend yourself?
Well, I think we teased it earlier, but I went and watched Uncharted. I had fun. I actually genuinely enjoyed this movie. I think Mark Wahlberg sucks in it.
Do you still feel like Tom Holland isn't the best actor for the role?
Look, I have played bits and pieces of the Uncharted games throughout their life cycle. I originally played on the PS3, the first one. I then moved up in the generations, and I have played bits and pieces of the others. I don't really care if he's not the match. He's fun in it. He's doing his best Nathan Drake impression. Whether or not you agree that's like a good version, I don't know. I can't give you a full thing. I like the cameo of Nolan North in it. He's just there, which is kind of fun. They do kind of make him less murdery though, so I'm sure people will be very sad. I think the actions, it's kind of good action, but bad CGI. If that makes any sense. Like, the CGI just seems a little unpolished. Like, you can clearly tell you're on a green screen. But I imagine that's just because it's been filming during COVID and you couldn't really do much on-set location stuff. But honestly, I did have a fun time with it. I haven't actually checked to see what it's sitting at on review-wise. Mainly because I never give a shit. But But I imagine it's probably being slated. So I'll quickly do that now. See what it's sitting at on... I apologize if my microphone is 66.9 and 50. Yeah, and 42. It's split. It's very split. I had fun with it.
On Rotten Tomatoes?
Let me check. I don't really give a shit. Well, I imagine it's probably lower. Why is it taking for... where is it? Audience score does not exist yet.
Fair enough. Anyway, that is the show over and done with. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments, leave us an email at tfppod@gmail.com because we don't use social media. Not yet anyway.
No. But you can follow us on everything. But just click the link tree. I added a link tree.
Yes, he loves his link tree. Show him support. So leave a review, follow the podcast for future episodes, and we'll see you next week for another episode of TFP.
Bye.